Welcome back to the NCN 6 o'clock news. A recently released World Bank report says governments need to redouble their efforts in order to meet the set target of the Millennium Development Goals. Here's Edward Lane with details.
The World Bank estimates set a new poverty line of just over $1 a day based on the 2005 International Comparison Program released earlier this year. According to the document, some 1.4 billion people in the developing world were living below $1 a day, down from 1.9 billion in 1981. World Bank Research Development Group Director Martin Ravilion says the new estimates are a major advance in poverty measurements since they are based on better price data in ensuring that the poverty lines are comparable across countries. Meanwhile, World Bank economist Justin Lin says the new data confirms that the world will likely reach the first Millennium Development Goal of reducing the 1990 level of poverty by 2015. The report says the number of poor has fallen by 500 million since 1981 in the developing world. However, it is still expecting that a billion people will be living below $1.25 US a day by 2015. Also, most people who escaped the $1.25 US a day poverty over 1981 and 2005 will still be poor by middle-income country standards. Only last week, the World Bank issued a statement calling on Latin American Caribbean countries to divert more of its GDP to help the poor and avoid plunging them deeper into poverty. Specialists has attributed the new poverty figures to the rising cost of commodities on the world market. Edward Lane, the 6 o'clock news.
Artistic Director of the Cayman Cultural Foundation, Henry Mutu, says Caribbean theatre is not being utilized to its fullest potential. Mutu believes there is need to delve deeper into other genres of theatrical arts. Shardalal has more.
The Caribbean has been famous for its rip-tickling and witty comedy productions over the years. While many of these have been critically and commercially acclaimed, theater expert and artistic director of the Cayman Cultural Foundation, Henry Mutu, believes it is time to explore other possibilities.
And our theater has deteriorated into comedy, where as soon as people touch their belt, everybody starts to laugh. Our people are capable of more intellectual capacity than that, and our playwrights need to start working.
He also notes with concern that the great playwrights are never really seen by the people of the region. While they may gain critical success, Mutu says their work fails to be commercially viable.
If you put a Derek Walker play on, you would hardly get anybody going to see it. And yet he's one of our, if not the, one of our greatest playwrights, along with Trevor Rowan. If you put a Trevor Rowan play on, people will go to see it, but they hardly will go to Walcott.
He is also of the opinion that if persons are trained, they can go beyond the realm of comedy and produce thought-provoking theater. Meanwhile, the artistic director and his contingent from the Cayman Islands have held several performances of the play One Black, One White, which offers a unique insight into the world of matrimony and role play. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, I'm Shardalal.
They will be working. Some 26 students returning home from the Cuba Scholarship Program will be dispatched throughout the agriculture sector. They will be working with several entities including the Guyana Forestry Commission, the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, and the National Agricultural Research Institute. More from Ernestine Jagnarayan.
The deployment is part of a plan to boost the agriculture sector and support two main projects. One of these is the Rural Enterprise Agriculture Development Program, a $7 million project supported by the International Fund for Agriculture Development. Agronomists, veterinarians and civil engineers are among the Cuba-trained professionals who will be dispatched across the regions. Agriculture Minister Robert Prasad met with the graduates and informed them what was expected.
And I want to urge you in your service to the farming communities or whatever area you serve, listen to our farmers. Listen to those also who've been around and understand some of the reality, understand some of the practical situation that exists, and also do not ignore some of the traditional approaches that we've taken.
Minister Prasad says with the help of the students, he hopes to transform the sector with new ideas and perhaps live the dream of becoming the region's breadbasket.
I see you as the core to transform the sector in terms of modern thinking and modern approaches. And we have to do that for agricultural sector. We need you to help in accelerating some of the plans and some of the programs that we have, and to assist in the transformation.
The Agriculture Minister added that the students arrived at a fitting time, with the sector booming with opportunities as a result of the current food crisis. They are expected to venture out into the fields from as early as September 1. Reporting for the NCN 6 o'clock news, I am Ernestine Jagnaran.
Community outreach is high on the agenda for Education Month observances this year, being held under the theme Child Education, Parent-Teacher Obligation. Regional education departments have planned several activities for the month's observances, which will be held in September. Natasha Smith has more.
Community outreach is one of the major activities planned in the various education districts in observance of Education Month. A team from the Ministry of Education, comprising of Education Minister Sheikh Baksh, Minister within the Ministry of Education Dr. Desiree Fox, and Minister of Local Government Mr. Kelwan Lal, will spearhead this outreach. Speaking with NCN, Dr. Desiree Fox says this is a different approach that the ministry is using in tackling education issues within the communities.
During Education Month, it is not just about having some programs within some building and we launch Education Month and then you don't see us anymore and then it just goes on. Several little activities, sports. We don't want that. We want to have a direct approach to this. Outreaches in the communities. Meet with the parents. Talk about their role and their contributions to the education of their children. The PTAs, we want to talk to them about that, how they should operate there.
She knows that persons will be given a chance to highlight problems and discuss education issues within the various communities.
We must be able to have a link with our teachers, link with the communities, and see how we could come up with varying solutions to problems. But particularly the contribution of the community and the education of their children is one area we want to be able to address.
Education Minister Sheikh Baksh has been urging all stakeholders to get involved in ensuring the delivery of quality education. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, Natasha Smith.
And the Region 10 Education Office says it has several challenges to overcome. The most important one is to provide tertiary education facilities for youth in the region. Natasha, we'll bring you this story in a subsequent newscast. Plans are on stream for the hosting of a food show in Canada as well as other cities as the Ministry of Agriculture, together with the new Guyana Marketing Corporation, strives to promote Guyana's agriculture. This pronouncement was made by Agriculture Minister Robert Persaud today during his visit to the Guyana Shop exhibition. Here's more.
In September, we hope to do a show in Jamaica, in Canada, and then in New York in October. And we also have several Caribbean territories we are targeting, Jamaica included, in the coming months, whereby we will be going to those places as well as inviting, as we have been doing, and I must say that people have been coming to look what's happening and also been initiating and taking steps in this regard.
Agriculture Minister Robert Persaud commended the new Guyana Marketing Corporation on their venture and says it is a timely one in light of CARIFESTA.
We also hope that coming out of the CARIFESTA event too, that we'll see persons coming back, either themselves or their companies, or them spreading the word that Guyana is a place where you can have rich, healthy food in a variety of these food, so that we can capitalize on these opportunities. It can serve as opportunities for farmers. So that the GMC is doing this around CARIFESTA is certainly a worthwhile venture.
Information packages, which included agribusiness investment opportunities that exist in Guyana, were also distributed. Persons were treated to sampling of fresh fruits and juices while enjoying a moment of tacit drumming. The promotion showcased a wide range of fresh and processed products that are grown and produced locally. Reporting for the NCN 6 o'clock news, I am Ernestine Jagnaran.